I have been living in Vai Vai Place, which is in Flagstaff in Fiji for the past 12 years. When I aged to 5 years old, I discovered that I had a couple neighbor who lived right to us. They were really kind, but I always heard weird noises coming from their house every night. When I questioned my mom about it, she told that they were having their own time and advised to stay away from them. Young, I already had my answer and told my mom every day, "The neighbors are having their own time." There was a time where I heard them doing it, and I screamed, "Enjoy your own time." They were shocked while I stared at them smiling through the window. As soon as I turned 12, I was thinking about it, and I realized that all this time I felt so embarrassed. At the ground, running joyfully, Shrihan and I paused to catch deep breaths. Sweating through huffs and puffs, we tiredly walked towards the shade of the tree. We bounced on the wooden benches. We were conversing about scary stories when something from afar was striking from a distance towards Shrihan. Shrihan thought it was a soccer ball and went for the chance to kick it out of his face. He felt proud of himself until he looked down to the ground to see a dead pigeon jerking. He was dumbstruck. At this point, we are staring at the ground and figuring out what to do while some chaotic children are staring at us. Then one of them approached us and began asking several questions about the bird. To their final question, I snapped at them, telling them it was an old plushie. The boys scurried away. I got a banana leaf to make it a shield for my hand and picked it up. In disgust and fright, I threw the corpse of the slop dot. We washed our hands at the tap bay and got in our classroom to quench our thirsts. I am disgusted till this day. Ghosts don't want to give me privacy, bruh. Okay, this might seem fake, and I get why. So at the time, my family from Mexico was staying over. So there were about 10 people in the house. I was upstairs in the bathroom. I always lock the door, especially when there's more people around. And I swear I heard some footsteps. As I was peacefully doing my business, the door opened. It was locked, I swear. I quickly closed it and didn't get to see who could have been there. And I didn't hear anything like a voice. That's so rude, bruh. At least apologize. Now that I think about it, I don't think I even saw an arm. I heard the footsteps going to the right towards my parents' bedroom. I was confused because why wouldn't my own parents apologize for opening the bathroom door while I was there? When I finally finished my time in the bathroom, which was at least a minute after the door was open and they went to my parents' bedroom, I didn't hear any footsteps after that. I looked around, since the second floor is pretty small, and I didn't see anyone at all. Later, I told my mom about it, and she said that literally no one but me was upstairs at that time. And now after that, wouldn't you be at least a bit skeptical that there's a, ghost in your house? 1. The door was locked. 2. No one was upstairs other than me. 3. I forgot to include this, but 3/10 people, there were kids, and one of those 3 kids was a baby. So she couldn't even go upstairs by herself, and if it was one of the other 2, they would have either apologized / or would make more noise than just footsteps, since they are addicted to technology, aka iPads. 4. My own parents weren't upstairs, and no one else would go to their bedroom other than the adults that, again, would have apologized. This ghost is pissing me off, said Mach. This isn't even a joke. This happened in March. 2. No one was upstairs other than me. 3. I forgot to include this, but 3/10 people, there were kids, and one of those 3 kids was a baby. So she couldn't even go upstairs by herself, and if it was one of the other 2, they would have either apologize slash, or would make more noise than just footsteps, since they are addicted to technology, aka iPads. 4. My own parents weren't upstairs, and no one else would go to their bedroom other than the adults that, again, would have apologized. "This ghost is pissing me off," said Mach. "This isn't even a joke. This happened in